KDRY listeners, I want to welcome you to our Bridging the Gap talk show. And my name is Sal Mendez. I am your host here for our Bridging the Gap talk show. I have some special guests with me today that I want to go ahead and introduce to you really quick. We want to get started because I believe this organization, what they do, and I'm sure you've probably heard about it, and maybe some of you have been wondering, that sounds very interesting. Maybe I should look into that, because if some of you out there right now are looking to maybe buy a house or have a house, this is the organization for you to maybe look into, because they do so much. And I want to be able to share that information with our listeners, because I can tell you personally that my niece went through this program. And so I know a lot of the details that they do. And believe me, what they're talking about is actually what they do. So I'm pleased to have with me today Sarah Arredondo. She is the Marketing Associate for Habitat Home Center. Also with us is Margie Olivares, Marketing Assistant for Habitat for Humanity of San Antonio here in Texas, and also Marisa Ramirez, Program Associate for Cross Timber Homes. And they're all working together here. So each one of them is going to bring some information that if you're maybe wanting to or consider buying a house or getting a house, this is definitely something that you want to pay attention to. We'll give out some information as far as how you can contact them if you're really interested in wanting to be part of this program, or maybe even volunteering, because it's not only just about buying or purchasing or acquiring a home, it's also about volunteering. And I can tell you, because I did that, and I'll share that a little bit later on. But ladies, thank you so much for being here with us. Say hello to everybody listening.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Again, Habitat for Humanity, I've heard about it, and I know I had known a little bit about what y'all do, but because we are able to be here today, you're going to be able to share information with the listeners and also be able to let people know exactly what Habitat for Humanity does. So if you would please just kind of give a little bit of background of Habitat, or maybe some background information about yourself, or anything that maybe the listeners may want to know about.
Sure. So my name's Margie. I'm the marketing assistant, like you said, for Habitat. Habitat for Humanity is an ecumenical Christian nonprofit organization that partners with families, low-income families, to be able to purchase their home. So basically what families do is they fill out an application, and if they qualify, meaning, that they are between 25 to 80% of the area median income, and that depends on family size, and they have a decent, it doesn't have to do with credit score, but a decent credit history, meaning that they've, their debt to income ratio isn't too high, and other similar things like that. Then they partner with us, and they go through this process where they dedicate 300 hours of sweat equity, meaning that they work labor on their home and that of their neighbors, but then they also have to take home ownership readiness classes. There's 17 of those, and it's anything from financial planning to landscaping to home repairs. And that's just the home ownership aspect of it. We also have the volunteer aspect, which you've experienced, where people come out and help build these homes for families, and all of that helps keep the cost of homes low for these families to purchase it. They purchase it, this year they're averaging about $115,000, and they purchase it with a 20 to 25 year mortgage at no interest. So that's really amazing, because you're not going to find that, even though interest rates dropped during the pandemic, you're not going to find it at 0%. And it's all these families that, they have a job, they have a stable income, but they're overpaying in rent. And so to have a low mortgage payment is really beneficial, because it allows them to have their income usable for other things other than just their rent.
Well, and just the fact alone that the not having to pay interest, because a lot of times when you get a loan, that's like a big chunk of what you're paying off is the interest. And so not being able, or not having to pay interest rather, it's a big cost saving right there.
Exactly. Yeah. And so there's a lot of parts that play into our home ownership program. The store is a really big part of that.
Oh yeah, I know about the store because like I tell the listeners, everything that they're talking about here, I've experienced. So I can tell you, that I've been a witness to what y'all do as far as the building of the homes. How I know my niece was the one who qualified for the home, and how everything, she kind of shared with us some of the details that were she had to go through. But ultimately she was able to get her home, and one of the, again, like we're talking about, the aspect of being able to go and volunteer to help and be able to be part of that. You look back, I look back now and you realize, what, I had a little part in that. It makes you feel kind of proud because it's like I put some time and effort into that, and when you do that, you usually you take whatever it is that you're doing and you look at it in a different way, because it's like, what, I had a part in that. And you kind of take more ownership of it, I think, and that's what y'all are doing to help them take ownership, not only because they're helping and being able to put time and labor, but also everything, the knowledge of how do you upkeep a home, because that's the other part, right? You realize, oh, hey, I have a leak or I have something that I need to fix, and you're able to equip them with the classes that you all provide as well.
Yeah, and I don't think people realize the impact that volunteers have. I mean, but prior to the pandemic, we were having about 15,000 people sign in on site. So that's 15,000 different people, spending an entire day, a weekend, out there building with us and with the families. And so that really kind of goes to show how much work goes into the program.
Right. And not only that, I've met people there that, otherwise I wouldn't have met. And there's some awesome people that are, because they're taking time to actually put in, some volunteer work. So it's not only just the work part, it's also you get to know and meet other people. That's the aspect of what you're doing as far as the habitat. So if anybody's really maybe considering, especially now, like I said, I know you mentioned the interest rates are low, but I thought that they were possibly going to raise them up. But I think the way everything's going right now, I think they're kind of like at a low level, which is fine. It's good. But again, if you don't have to pay interest, then this is something you really need to consider. Now, you don't have to put anything down or anything as far as, like, let's say I wanted to purchase a house or whatever I need to do to acquire the house. Nothing comes out of me other than just the time and effort to put into it, right? Well, with the classes and the qualifying and all that, of course.
So once families select their lot, there's a $2,000 down payment that goes towards the house.
Okay.
So families end up paying the cost of, they buy the homes at cost. So, materials, building, basically just the cost of it. We don't make any profit from it. But so basically families are purchasing the home in a non-traditional sense, that they don't have to get a loan from the bank. They do that all through us. So they're partnering with us, basically.
And even then, I mean, when you go through a bank, I mean, sometimes you have to have, like, what is it, 10 or 15% out, or 20% down when you actually go through a regular lender.
Yeah, I think it's like 10-15.
Yeah, I remember something like, I don't know when we put, I think it might have been like 20%, but even then, that's still kind of high, because even 2,000 is not, it may be a lot for some people, but compared to when you have to go, let's say, put $100,000, if you got to put that down, like $10,000, that's more. So being able to have that option is something good that many people that are maybe listening right now may want to consider, because maybe some of you do have 2,000 saved up and you think, oh, I have to go have at least 10 or 15,000 to get a house. If you already have that, man, you're already on the right track.
Yeah, and I think that 2,000 actually goes into your escrow, from what I remember. So then that's already $2,000 that, if you're going to sell the house back to Habitat, you're going to have that money in there.
Oh, so you mentioned that. So if, let's say, for whatever reason, maybe they get moved, or their job changes or whatever, they can sell the house back to you?
Yes.
Oh, so I didn't know that.
We have the first right of refusal, I believe, is the first 10 years. We can look at the house and see if it's affordable to put another family in it, and then we can purchase it back for what they've bought already, what money they've already kind of paid for the house. And then if it's been after the 10 years, then if it's not affordable enough to put another family in it, then we might sell it on the open market. But most of the time we can rehab it and get another family in there.
And what is as far as like getting somebody else in the house, do they have to qualify? How do they, is it pretty much the same procedure, or what does that entail?
It's the same process, yeah. So what Sarah mentioned, a rehab, basically what we do is once the house is sold back to us, Habitat goes in and kind of looks around, makes updates, because some of these houses may have been built 10 years ago, so we make certain updates to the house. But the family application and selection process is the exact same. And it's given as an option. We don't have any this year at all.
Correct.
So all of our houses this year, we're hoping to build 56. All of them are new.
Right. And so I'm assuming that you don't have, like, in a traditional sense, you know, when somebody buys a house, well, you know, you have issues or problems that come up, but as far as what y'all produce, you have very minimal people that maybe just, you know, walk away from home or something, right?
Oh yeah, like everybody pretty much is, when they're in the program, they're successful. They finish out in the program. So it's, I mean, I don't know what the percentage would be on a success rate, but I want to say pretty much like 100%. I mean, I don't think it's very often where we have somebody drop out at the last
Right.
minute.
I think it's like less than 3%.
Okay.
So
yeah.
it's not very high.
Yeah. No,
But
that's
again,
good.
there are a lot of qualifications that families have to go through. And the income tends to be the biggest one. Whether they make too little or if they make too much, that's where cross timber comes in.
Yeah, we have cross timber here in the house, and I know this is a partnership that just recently happened, right? As far as, or with coming together with Habitat.
They're our sister organization.
Okay.
What, 5 years old now?
Yeah, 5 years now.
So fairly somewhat new. So what does cross timber offer, or what do you all do?
So we partner heavily with Habitat for families that are over income. They'll refer them to us, and we'll see if they can qualify. For us, they have to be a first-time home buyer also, but it's for moderate income range. So their AMI is between 80% and 120%. Based on their household size, and it's more like the traditional home buying process where they would go through a lender and get pre-qualified, and they would come back to us, and we build around 12 homes a year. 12 homes is the goal this year, and so we build in infill lots. It's not in a subdivision like Habitat, so we're reinvesting in already established communities and building in those neighborhoods.
And so
now.
is that the houses you build, it could be anywhere throughout the city, or did you say you specific places where you're building them right now?
In San Antonio, the next house that we'll have available is going to be on the south side. The first few of this year we're on the northwest side near St. Mary's. It depends on if we can find a lot that meets all of our criteria. If they're accessible to a bus stop, in a close to a good school district, low crime, different criteria they have to meet.
Well, see, and think about that. Like you said, you know, it has to be close to a bus stop. I mean, something like that, you don't even think about that. Yeah, you know, it would be good if you had something that's there in case you needed to use transportation, or what you're saying, you're looking out for the person, right? Because you're saying, well, we're looking somewhere where they may be low crime rate or they have good schools. So I think a lot of builders, and I'm not saying all builders, I'm just saying that, you know, whatever it is, they find a piece of land, just build it and sell it and get it out, right?
Yeah.
But I think from what I'm hearing from you, it's like you actually really take time to really look at not just, okay, where do we build it, but what is everything that comes with it? You know, the transportation, the school, the area, whether it's crime, has a high crime rate or not. So you're really looking out for the person that is going to purchase a house. That's really awesome.
Yeah, so we do build in mind to keep the families there for a long time, really. And then that's a family. It could be a one-person household, or a family with 5 kids. We really want to make it like where it's accessible for everyone.
Well, that's good, because again, like I said, nowadays it's not like, you know, hey, let me see what I can get out of this and make money, and hey, everything else, you know, it's your thing, you know, I'm out of here. So it's great to be able to know that, like, Habitat really invests in people because of the programs that you all offer and what y'all are doing, because you have their best interest in mind as well.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing to hear, because nowadays you really don't hear a lot of that.
Yeah, we really want families to succeed. I mean, that's why they go through the 17 classes. That's why we call it a partnership. And Cross Timber does that too. I think your families have to go through some kind of classes.
Yeah, they have to take a home buyer education class and a home repair class, so that they're knowledgeable about what they're getting into as far as home ownership, and then they have the DIY skills for any home maintenance issues that could come up, so that doesn't take an expense away from them.
Yeah, and it's so, being a home buyer, right? I mean, I didn't go through Habitat, but being a home buyer, you have to realize that once you get your home, it's awesome. You move in, and everything's really, you hear little birdies and all that going on, and then all of a sudden it's like, I hear, what's that I hear? It's like a leak. It's like, oh, something's leaking. What do I do? How do I do this? And so another fact that I like is that you give them those skills to be able to say, okay, you have something basic that you may be able to help and do, like where's the cutoff? At least you can go out and do the cutoff to the whole water, until something happens, but or you get somebody there to fix it. But being able to have these little skills that help you, it saves you money in the long run, because believe me, my dad was a contractor, and so I learned a lot of stuff from him. I didn't want to go to work and all that, but now I look back, I started to think, okay, how did we do this? But it saves you from having to pay somebody to fix something that you could possibly fix if you can. Mm-hmm. So that's the great aspect of what y'all are doing, be able to give them that, those little skills that you can use that you don't realize until you need it. That, you know what, I saved maybe a couple $100 because I was able to do that. Mm-hmm. And so as far as like what you're doing right now for the homes, I know you have to qualify. You said you have to qualify to, it's like another little level up, because whatever if they make a little too much, they maybe can qualify for you, right?
Right. So we don't, we're the builder in a sense that we don't run their credit or any of that in-house like Habitat will, but they will have to meet whatever requirements there are with the lender that they decide to go with. And we do have a few lenders we work with often that already know our process and know that most of the families that qualify for our program will also qualify for other down payment assistance programs that are out there. And they'll really try to work with them a lot, and they know that the goal is to help them save as much money as possible at closing and then in their monthly payments.
Right. And so that's so important, because again, like I said, everything's so expensive now that I always tell people, I said, man, if you can start getting, especially if you're renting, because when you're renting, you're paying for somebody else. Mm-hmm. They're enjoying your money somehow, some way, because it's like it's not really yours. You're paying somebody else to live where you're at. And eventually, if you really put down on paper the costs that you spend to somewhere, I mean, anywhere you go, it's like at least $800,000 easy per month. If you can just multiply that like times 12, and then even that, like in 5 years, how much money you put out that you're not getting back. Mm-hmm. And so right. it is maybe it is convenient, but in the long run, that money that you have, it's no longer yours, it's someone else's. And so if anybody's out there right now maybe thinking, I'm living in an apartment or living in a home that I'm renting, but if I can do that there, why can't I maybe do this here where it will become mine and I can own it? Mm-hmm. And so it's important for them to understand that it's available, it's there. If anybody would maybe like more information, where can they contact you, or who can they reach out to be able to get more information about your program?
For Cross Timber Homes, it's crosstimberhomes.com, or our office number is 568-1764.
Okay. And for Habitat?
For Habitat, they can visit habitatsa.org or call our office at 210-223-5203.
Okay. And so, again, if anybody's listening, or maybe somebody that maybe is looking, in purchasing a house or getting their own house, this is a great program to at least go look, at least, find out all the details, because it may work for you. You never know until you go and find out, the information, whether it's something that will benefit you or maybe Cross Timber may be a better option for you. So it's a great way to be able, like I said, all this information that we're providing, to be able to go and follow up and see how it can benefit you and being a homeowner, which I can tell you I've seen firsthand. It really works really good. So little subdivision that my niece was at is over there by Acme. Are y'all done in that area, or are y'all still building there?
That one's done. That's the one.
Is it Linwood Heights?
Linwood Heights.
I think it's Acme Road, somewhere in that little area right there.
Linwood Heights subdivision.
Yeah,
that one's already
done.
completed.
Now we're at Rancho Carlota, 35 South.
35 South off Watson Road.
Sounds fancy. What was that again?
Rancho Carlota.
Yeah, when you said that, I'm thinking somewhere over there by out there in the north side, but it's down 35 South?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Just past 410 off Watson Road.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that. We used to have a little piece of property, actually on the other side of 1604, but it seems like that area is going to probably start to, build up, because everything seems to be moving or being built around the south side area, which is much needed. I can tell you I grew up there in that side of town, so I know that the north side has always seen that prosperous and building, and then the south side you look and it's still kind of, there's a lot of land over there, so it would be awesome for y'all to be able to build homes. Has that already started, or is it in the
Yes.
plans?
No, that's already started. It started in 2020, actually.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
They broke ground in 2020. We already have, and then we're working on 56 this year at that subdivision.
Okay. So if anybody's on the south side, I know they want to stay on the south side, they can definitely look into that if you're looking to purchase a home. Or again, if you're in an apartment or you're renting a home, definitely look up into being able to, the program of what it offers for you to be able to have a home. Also, I want to touch base on, which I know that's personally me. I love that because I go into the store and I know that you, the store that you actually have three stores, right?
Yes, we have 3 stores.
In San Antonio. Can you give us a little detail about that for people who may not know?
Yeah, definitely. So for folks that don't know, Habitat for Humanity has 3 Habitat Home Centers. So it's basically a home improvement store. We accept donations from companies. Sometimes they have overstock or they have dead inventory. Maybe they're doing a reset and they have a bunch of new stuff that they no longer need. They can donate that to the store and then we'll resell that to the public. We also accept residential furniture and building material from residential people. If they're doing a renovation or maybe they're downsizing, they can donate those usable goods to us. We'll divert that from the landfill and send that to, or sell that to the customers. And basically what happens is those proceeds help fund Habitat for Humanity's home building program. So that's how we're able to partner. We do offer the free pickups. So if you have a donation, you can schedule that also on the Habitat SA website, and we'll pick those up, bring them to the store, and resell them in one of the 3 stores here in San Antonio. We have our main location on Probant, which is 311 Probant Street. Our second location is at 5482 Walsham Road, and our third location is at 8125 Meadowleaf Drive. And then we did partner recently with Seguin, so we have our new Seguin store, which is at 256 West Court Street in Seguin, Texas. So yeah, we're open to the public. We're looking for donations all the time. We're looking for customers to come in and purchase and save. You can find anything from doors to windows and paint and flooring and all kinds of goodies in between. And we also have a wrecking crew that we like to mention as well. So if somebody is going to do a remodel and wants to save a little bit of money from contractors kind of either bashing through the cabinets and tossing them in the landfill, or if they're taking them out for another reason, we can actually go in there for a very affordable price. I'm talking a couple of $100s, and we will remove those cabinets, bring them back to the store, and resell them to, again, the community. So definitely check us out.
I didn't know about that. It's always good to know these things again, because I know there's always been some home remodeling that some people say those cabinets are really good. They just a little outdated. They just look they have a different color that they want, but it's good to know that these services are available for people that may want to consider doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. I meet people all the time that say, gosh, I wish I met you 3 weeks ago or 3 months ago. And so if you are in the market to remodel, definitely check us out prior to your contractor coming in.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's one of the great things to, like you said, some of those things that you bring in to the stores, and I'll, like I said, I'm a testimony about that, because I've actually one time I remember now that I think it was probably 20 years when we first got our house. We moved into our house. I went over there looking to see things because the inventory is always changing.
Yes.
So if you go over there, you may not. If you don't get it then, you might. If you come back tomorrow, it might not be there. But I know that they had. As a matter of fact, they had just brought the forklift had brought out some womanized. I think they were 2x12s, like 10 feet long, and so I said, "Oh, that's a great project for my deck," and I was able to get most of the material there for the deck, which saved a lot of money, because 2x12s womanized are pretty expensive. Well, now they're expensive. Back there, they weren't as expensive, but there's always something there that you can go and check. And I know my wife likes going there because you have not only like the manly stuff, right, like the borders and all that, but all the other little things that you offer as far as like I think there's carpets in there and. Little decorations and all that.
Yeah, home decor, yard decor also. So if you like to, have a garden and you like those little windmill things and stuff, we have things like that too. There's
a lot. That's what it's called. I was trying to find the word home decor. Yeah, for those people that probably understand that part. But no, it's awesome. If you've never gone, go check it out first, because believe me, Lowe's and And Home Depot, I understand that, you know, they sell those things, but sometimes you might be able to get a better deal. I mean, if you can save a couple of bucks and be able to buy more, then, you know, that's a great option to be able to have. What is the times that you are open?
The stores here in San Antonio are open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6, and Saturday from 9 to 5. And the store in Seguin is only open on Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 5:30.
Okay. So you actually work at the one on Probent?
Yes.
Maybe I've seen you there. I don't know. I haven't been there in a while because of the COVID, everything. You know how everything stopped. But yeah, we would definitely go on there and find all the really nice little things. As a matter of fact, we're looking to remodel, but then COVID hit, right? So we've been buying things little by little and having them in the garage. So when we do, we have them there. But y'all brought out, I think, like a double hung door that we were looking to buy. And I know we saw it at Lowe's, and it was something like close to $1,000. And then when I saw the price on it, $300, and I'm looking, I said, what's wrong with it? Nothing really wrong with it, you know? I mean, I said, let's take it, because it was like 3 of them, and people were already starting to move in on it, you know? And I told them, I said, we're taking one. Can you please put it on our cart? But yeah, no, something like that, you're saving $700 already.
Exactly, yes. So hopefully we'll continue saving people tons of money in the store. So if you can find one thing but maybe not the other, you're still saving some money.
Right, exactly. And like I said, you have it changes constantly. Every day something's new's coming in, and that's throughout the whole store, right? Because what you have, another store in Seguin may not have what you
That's
have, right?
correct, yes.
So you definitely want to go start there and make your way around town.
Make a day of it.
Yeah, I would do that, because you probably find stuff that you need. I know they have a lot of really good things as well. Anything else maybe that y'all are thinking now that you weren't thinking earlier about maybe sharing with the listeners?
I was thinking you could say about the lots that we're looking for, and you about the internships.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you're looking for lots to build?
We are looking for land. Cross Timber Homes and Habitat are both looking for land and lots. They again have to meet the criteria. But if you have any questions on how much you could sell your lot for, or if it would be eligible, it would be Dominic S.
Yes, so actually we have a landing page. If you don't know if your lot is, falls under our criteria, you can always just send an inquiry form, and that's on our website. It's habitatsa.org/we-buy-land, and you can fill out the information. You put your name, the address of the lot or piece of land that you're looking to sell, and then our staff will go out there, look at it, and then can give you kind of a quote on the cash offer, and we're able to close that in 30 days if that's what you're looking for. But we really are looking for land, and that's where you can fill out that information out.
Is it like a minimum that you look for, like a 50 by 100 or the lot? Because I know that like the lots that y'all were building on over there are pretty much almost the same. So is there like a certain, size that you look for, or minimum at least?
I would say not really, since we're doing infill with cross timber. So I think it would.
For ours, they've been about 5,000 to 6,000 square feet.
Okay.
The lot.
So that's pretty good size. So anything as far as do y'all do 2-story homes, or is it all 1 story?
They're all 1 story. They're all
Okay.
3-bedroom, 2-bath for right now.
Yeah, I know we were looking at 2 stories, but it's I don't know. It's a whole other thing that you want to think about, because I think my brother-in-law had one, and they had built it from the ground up, and then you're there in the summer, man. You go, unless everything's really right, like the AC and all that, you go upstairs and it's hot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of things you don't think about, but so basically they're all 1-story homes.
All Habitat homes are built using the universal design, and that basically means that the doorways are a little bit wider. So if a family, needs wheelchair accessible entryways, that works. The elevation is wheelchair accessible on all homes. So that's just kind of the standard for Habitat homes, are all 1 story and use that universal design, whether it's a 3-bedroom or a 4-bedroom.
Oh, so you do 4 bedrooms then?
Yes, we have
Okay.
3-bedroom and 4-bedroom homes.
I think my niece was a 3, but I thought maybe it was pretty much standard, the 3-bedroom, and so 3 to 4 bedroom.
3 or 4-bedroom, yes.
Well, that's pretty good. That's good to know. Again, like I said, if anybody's listening and really this has piqued your interest, or really thinking about, you know what, I'm spending too much money and I'm not creating any type of equity in my property, maybe you need to look into this. Believe me, this is a really good organization. If anybody would maybe like more information, where can they contact you, or who can they reach out to be able to get more information about your program?
For Cross Timber Homes, it's crosstimberhomes.com, or our office number is 568-1764.
Okay. And for Habitat?
For Habitat, they can visit habitatsa.org or call our office at 210-223-5203.
Okay. And so, again, if anybody's listening, or maybe you know somebody that maybe is looking, in purchasing a house or getting their own house, this is a great program to at least go look, at least, find out all the details, because it may work for you. You never know until you go and find out, the information, whether it's something that will benefit you or maybe cross timber may be a better option for you. So it's a great way to be able, like I said, all this information that we're providing, to be able to go and follow up and see